Following closing arguments in Donald Trump's criminal trial, Trump was in an absolute frenzy. He took to social media, and here is what he posted, all in caps. He wrote, "The greatest case I've ever seen for reliance of counsel, and Judge Merchan will not, for whatever reason, let me use that as a defense in this rigged trial. Another term, advice of counsel defense, exclamation point. Donald, let me give you the for whatever reason. It's because you were too cowardly to testify, so your lawyers never asserted advice of counsel or reliance of counsel as a defense. It would require you to, 1, waive attorney-client privilege, and 2, essentially admit the crime took place, but blame your lawyer for why a crime took place, and you would have to take the stand after waiving attorney-client privilege and be cross-examined after testifying about how you claim you relied on a lawyer to commit a crime." As the prosecutor said in their closing argument, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is laughable. It is frankly remarkable. It is astonishing that Donald Trump and his lawyers still went with the claim that these payments were for legitimate services rendered by Michael Cohen and not reimbursement, despite all the documentation, the under oath statements made by Donald Trump in court records, the under oath statements made by Donald Trump in government ethics reports, Trump's own posts, his own signatures, but they went with these were legitimate legal services paid to Michael Cohen. So how would you say that you relied on counsel to commit a crime where your defense was, if you even had one, was that the $420,000 payments were legitimate legal services that you were paying for, and hence they were legal expenses for services rendered? And of course, you were too cowardly to actually take the stand. But during the closing argument, like a petulant 3-year-old, no offense to petulant 3-year-olds, you did post in all caps, "boring!" exclamation point, and "filibuster!" exclamation point. By the way, following the closing arguments, Donald Trump's son, Eric, went out and made some comment. Did he say white? Here, listen to Eric Trump here. Play this clip.
New York, millions and millions and millions of dollars. And New York deserves so much better than this. And I cannot wait for the day that we win. We will. We're right. The entire country knows this is nonsense. They don't buy it. Apologies.
And here was a statement from Don Jr., which kind of sounds like witness, or I should say jury intimidation to me. Listen to what he says, that if a jury were to acquit, they would get harassed and intimidated. Listen to what he says here. Play the clip.
All of these conservative cases, the press follows them, they hounds them. They wouldn't be able to show up to their children's schools if they acquitted Trump, which they obviously should be doing based on any reasonable, even modicum look at the case.
Notably, during the closing argument by Donald Trump's lawyers, rather than pointing out Alan Weisselberg, the former chief financial officer, as the missing witness and argue emphatically, why didn't the prosecution call Alan Weisselberg? Donald Trump's lawyers, on closing argument, Todd Blanche said, why didn't the prosecution call Don Jr. and Eric? If they were involved in the criminal conspiracy, they should have taken the stand. And as Karen Friedman-Agnifilo said during one of the live programs we did together, doesn't that kind of undermine you when you had the ability? 1, you're throwing your kids under the bus, but 2, if your kids thought you were innocent, why wouldn't you have them testify in your case in chief? Anyway, Donald Trump then reposts Jonathan Turley, and Jonathan Turley saying, a classic, he's this right-wing legal pundit, a classic closing pitch by lawyers is to use a physical object like a 3-legged stool. If any leg is missing, the stool collapses. Even a cursory review of the evidence shows this case does not have a leg to stand on. The case against Trump should end in not guilty. By the way, Trump's lawyer did not make that argument, wasn't talking about 3-legged stools. But here's Donald Trump at the criminal trial trying to read this, but struggling with it. And remember, Donald Trump has that lady who his political action committee pays $100,000. She's often referred to as the human printer. and they pay her, the Political Action Committee does, to follow Donald Trump around with portable printers to print out articles they think Donald Trump will like so he can try to read it to the press. Here's what Donald Trump said after getting handed this from the lady who he hires to print out articles for him. Play this clip.
Jonathan Turley, a classic closing pitch by the lawyers is to use a physical object like a three-legged stool. If any three-legged stool is missing and any leg is missing, the stool absolutely collapses. Even a cursory review of the evidence shows that this case does not have a leg to stand on. This is a case without a leg to stand on. This is
Bond Charge. It's a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, all Bond Charge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern-day world. Their extensive range of premium wellness products help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, balance hormones, reduce inflammation. The list is endless. From blue light glasses and infrared saunas to red light therapy to EMF management and circadian-friendly lighting, Bond Charge products help you naturally address the issues of our modern-day way of life effortlessly and with maximum impact. My new favorite product from Bond Charge is their red light face mask. I've been noticing some wrinkles and blemishes recently, but then I started to use the Bond Charge red light face mask, and I have to say, this is amazing. Red light therapy has been reviewed in over 4,000 peer-reviewed studies, with 400 plus being double-blind placebo trials. Not only do these studies have amazing health benefits, not one has shown any negative side effects. I use the red light face mask for 10 to 20 minutes each day. It's super lightweight on the face and it doesn't get so hot. I'm able to use it while watching TV or doing chores around the house. The 1-year warranty and sleek design and zero EMF radiation have me feeling great. It's nice and easy to use while watching TV, cooking a meal, putting the kids to bed, etc. Since using the red light face masks from Bond Charge, I have seen a notable difference in the fine lines and wrinkles on my face. I have a younger looking skin, less breakouts, and my skin is glowing. Bond Charge ships worldwide in rapid time and is trusted by leading health professionals worldwide. Their customer service is great with easy returns and exchanges. Plus, they have a 12-month warranty on all red light therapy devices. Bond Charge also has other amazing products such as low blue light bulbs, blue light glasses, EMF protection products, infrared sauna blankets, and 100% blackout sleep masks, all backed by science. Bond Charge products are all HSA, FSA eligible, giving you tax-free savings of up to 40%. So go to bondcharge.com and use our coupon code MIDAS to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com and use coupon code MIDAS, MEIDAS, to save 15%. Thanks, Bond Charge. Before closing argument, Donald Trump also posted this. Why is the corrupt government allowed to make the final argument in the case against me? Why can't the defense go last? Big advantage. Very unfair. Witch hunt. DJT. I don't know, maybe because that's the way it works in every single criminal case in the state of New York. The prosecution has the burden because they have the burden to prove beyond a reasonable doubt your guilt. That's why they go after, because they have to carry the burden. And this exists in all criminal cases in the state of New York. By the way, Donald Trump mixed all of those posts with threats. MeidasTouch.com covered it. Hat tip to our team right there. By the way, if you want to support the journalism that team does, go to patreon.com/MeidasTouch. They do an incredible job at MeidasTouch.com. Here's the article. Trump posts unhinged video promising to, quote, get rid of all you effing liberals. Trump amplifies a vulgar verbal attack on Joe Scarborough at Newark Airport. This is what Donald Trump posted on his social media platform. Here's the video right here that Donald Trump posted. Let me just read to you what went down in this video. A man approaches Joe Scarborough to harass him and says, I can't wait for Uncle Donnie to win. I can't wait. And Joe Scarborough is like, you can't wait? And the man goes, he'll get rid of all of you effing liberals. And Scarborough goes, he's your uncle. And the man goes, "You liberals are gone when he effing wins. You effing BJ liberals are done." They always take it to a weird sexual thing too. "Uncle Donnie's going to take this election landslide, cuz. Landslide, you half a effing BJ. Landslide, get the F out here, you scumbag." I'm not even going to play the video for you. It's a harassing video. It's horrible. And it's a man harassing Joe Scarborough. I don't want to even platform it here. At Donald Trump's criminal trial, his supporters were out there. I didn't notice any of them wearing diapers today, although they are walking around at the Trump rallies now wearing diapers to show their support and diapers over Dems. This was fact-checked by Snopes that Trump supporters are now walking around wearing diapers. But here we have from Olia Scootercaster. She's been doing a great job. Give some support to freedomnews.tv for the work that they've been doing in front of the Manhattan courthouse and in general. The shaman MAGA supporters were out there as well. Here are some of them dressed up like the J6 shaman or shaman. They were showing their support for Donald Trump. This MAGA stuff, folks, is a very, very weird cult. On the other hand, you've got President Biden posting the following: "Thoughts and prayers are not enough. It's time for an assault weapons ban." It's the post from President Biden. Fairly normal right there. And as I think about the normalcy of President Biden and the types of posts that he's making, I reflected on this moment, though. Do you remember last week when Donald Trump gave that speech in the Bronx where he invited Sleepy Hollow and Chef G on the stage? These are alleged gang members who murdered people and were involved in at least 12 shootings, according to a 140-count criminal indictment, which alleges that they are leaders of the Crypt gang and that they were involved in terrorizing New York. This is who Trump brought on stage. This is now the face of the Republican Party. Well, there was also another moment in that speech where a person in the crowd passed out and they were getting medical attention. Donald Trump takes out a bottle of water and then drinks it himself while the person was passed out. Do you remember there were these moments where people would pass out during the speeches that were given by President Obama, former President Obama, and how he handled it? I want to this is incredible stuff. I want to show you first, this reminded me of this, what Donald Trump did last week. Here's what he did last week at the Bronx speech, where he drank the water while someone passed out. Watch him over here. Play the clip.
Take your time, Doc. We have time. Some people waited here for 2 days. It's tough. It's tough. Thank you. Plenty of time. That's good. Water. She all right? She okay?
That was Trump. Here is former President Obama in a speech he gave 12 years ago. Play this clip.
Looks like somebody might have fainted up here. If we got some of the EMS, somebody. Don't worry about, folks do this all the time in my meetings. I mean, you always got to eat before you stand for a long time. That's a little tip. But they'll be okay. Just make sure that, give them a little room. All right, everybody all right? Okay.
And here's former President Obama catching a fainting pregnant woman during a speech 10 years ago. Play this clip.
To lift from the American people the crushing burden of unaffordable health care. To free families from the pervasive fear that one illness. There you go. You okay? I'm right here. I got you. Yeah. No, you're okay. This happens when I talk too long. You'll be okay. Here, why don't you go? You got it? Yeah. Come on. Good catch, by the way, whoever was here.
I think it's important that I show that as well to remind you of what politicians are supposed to look like, what a leader, how a leader is supposed to behave. And I show you all the clips of President Biden, where President Biden is shaking the hands of West Point grads, and President Biden's talking about democracy, and President Biden's talking about the Infrastructure Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, 1 million claims under the PACT Act, the 40,000 infrastructure projects across the country, where President Biden is talking about women's reproductive rights and protecting the freedoms of women and all Americans from MAGAs who are trying to take that away in their shaman garb and diapers and whatever weirdness they spew. But look, I think it's important that we remember and show you those clips. Like, that was what former President Barack Obama did. Compare and contrast that as well. Well, that's what we have for now. We'll keep you posted as the jury commences deliberations. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers thanks to your support. Thank you so much for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.